Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. It's your boy Trudeau. Thank you for joining us live Monday, June 8th. You can catch us live on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. check out that Twitch handle at dfrizzy_frizz5. And if you're only watching now and want the whole show tomorrow on podcast, you know where to find us. Apple, Spotify, all those good places. Be a friend, hook your boys up, press those buttons, rate, subscribe, review. It knows that shows us we know that you are listening and you are interested in what we do, because we are interested in doing this thing. 2 weeks off, man. We are back. I was gone, so we could not do the show. I was waiting for it, D. I was waiting for the solo episode. You never did it. Bums me out, man. I wanted to hear D's sports thoughts, but I think he saved them all for today. It's going to be a short. It's going to be a short show as he shrugs it off. It's going to be a short one today. We're going to talk about NBA Finals. Maybe something else sneaks into there. We'll see. Full transparency. I've been out of the country. I was 6 time zones off from you guys. I haven't watched a lick of sports in nearly 2 weeks. So D's going to be like my sports guru today and kind of fill me in on what's been going on. So D, what to do, man?
There's a reason why the show is going to be 15 minutes, because you're going to be relying on me to fill in the sports topics. I mean, I'm exhausted, but I'm glad that we're here. It's fun to talk this, even if we got a long, busy day and you haven't been around sport wise. It's still good to link up and still talk what we can talk.
I was following, European soccer the whole time.
Yeah, that's the one thing I didn't watch. I've been all over the place with sports, and not just for this, just because it's just like that weird time of the year where like the finals play on a Thursday and then the next game isn't until Sunday. It's just a gap. So you got to find time to like spend. Like I'm watching like golf on Saturday afternoon. I watch baseball. Very strange. I watched a little bit of the Yankees versus the Sox. I'm watching hockey. It's just I'm all over the place with sports right now. It's crazy.
You're not just watching hockey. I think you're going to become like hockey is your second sport type of guy. It sounds like
it just may be foreshadowing. I'll save for my closing take, but I enjoy. Obviously, we know we love football. Trying to like not invest into football 12 months a year. There's times where I'm just kind of want to like let me just get a break, please. But football, I mean, so hockey's up there. Hockey's a great sport to watch. I'll leave it at that. But we got this finals that we can enjoy, obviously, and talk about.
Yeah, like getting to know you like more and more, talking and doing the sports stuff. I feel like if we just release some of that football energy from you, because you're 24/7, 365 football. If we just got rid of that a little bit, you'd be so into hockey and baseball. You get so into baseball topics, like the ABS thing had you going crazy. The hockey finals, the Stanley Cup final, it's got you going crazy. I like the side of you, D.
I love football, but like I just need time.
Yeah.
I just need like I'm already here. Like, we don't want to talk about too much of it, but like the whole Jared Verse trade, and then like Beckham's coming back. Like it's like just let me get to camp, please. Like I want it to be like end of summer, smelling like the grass when you're like, oh yeah, that's camp smell. You know what I'm talking about? Like burnt rubber, tires, like that. That's when I'm back into football mode. But like, let me enjoy summer, please, without having to talk about football.
I don't know, because you just got me thinking about this memory. So like 2 smells that make me think of football. The burnt rubber tires, because we played on a turf field at UMass.
Yep.
You just smell it, you're like, football.
Yep.
And
Football's
the second
here.
one, in high school, we would do practice around a field with a track. And when I smell like the track smell, like the track surface, I'm like, football's in the air, baby.
The that summer heat, but like the morning 6 a.m. heat, like dense, wet heat, that reminds me of camp. Because like you just remember getting up 5:30, practice at 8, lunch, breakfast, whatever, then practice at 2. It's like, oh, your day starts at 5 in the morning for 2 days. Yeah. So we were going to talk football. We still talk football.
It's because you love it, man. It's all good. It's all good. I love it too. All right, let's talk basketball. Let's go to the finals. So when I was gone, the conference finals happened. When I was gone, I'm so sad. I missed all of Spurs Thunder, which is so disappointing. 7-game series. So we have Spurs Knicks in the finals. We're recording Monday night, which is game 3. As we record, Knicks are up 2-0. Stole 2 games in the road. Spurs are fighting for their lives. Before we get into the actual talk, I wanted to play something for you because I remembered that we had this conversation, and because I produce and I'm also one of the hosts, I have a little more control over the show than you, and I apologize. You could always blindside me one of these days.
No chance.
Back in February, I don't know if you remember, we had a conversation. I looked up, it was the February 22nd recording, so like 4 months ago, basically, to this day.
Yep.
We talked about NBA contenders, and on both the East and the West side of things, we had almost all of the same except for one team on the East and the West. Do you remember this conversation?
Was this the Pistons and Celtics talk?
I said on the West, where we differed, you had the Rockets that you believed to be a contender.
Oh.
Yeah, tough one in retrospect. I had the Spurs. And then in the East, you had the Celtics, which makes sense. I took
the Knicks.
Uh-huh. And I clipped the sound. To play back for you. San Antonio Spurs, I would say, could win a championship this year. Is that where we? I
think that's where we defer. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't
I have them as a. If you're gonna do the 5%, yes, but as a lock right now, no, I don't have them.
I don't want to clip more, but that was our conversation on the Spurs, and then the other side of things.
I want to hear more about why you say the Knicks, because I like what they're doing, but there's just something about New York that I just can't trust still.
Yeah, I mean, the Knicks, I think roster-wise, I think they still have the best starting 5 in the East.
Yeah.
Right.
But what's after that?
What's after? I understand that. Yeah, the best starting 5 in the East, they could ramp up minutes in the playoffs, right? The playoffs is an animal where you trust,
maybe
you play 8, trust 7 is the old Pat Riley moniker on that. I understand why we've soured on the Knicks, because they had a really rough patch in December, January, but it seems like they're kind of turning that around, right? They're 7-3 in the last 10. I like the roster. I think it's the East is weak. Could I see Brunson make a run and carry the Knicks to the playoffs, to the finals? Absolutely. And then once you get to the finals, like, it's anyone's game.
You're there, yeah.
Wow. Talk about being spot on. Take your victory lap for that one. Holy crap.
I had to play it back, man. I was like, damn, that was pretty fucking great.
That is, I mean, I still wasn't wrong. You'll see it too box score wise. They don't got nothing after their starters, but they're playing phenomenal right now. So good. Kudos to you for that one. Hitting not just one, but both teams back in February. I just looked at it too. I have the stars next to the teams that I said were contenders, and I have the check marks next to the guys that I'm like, and both of them were the Knicks and Spurs.
Yeah. I mean, at the time I could see why you were there, but and then after we recorded that, I think the Spurs won some sort of like 26 out of 30 games or something like that. Insane. But speaking of run, you can I need you to fill me on what's going on in this series. But speaking of runs, Knicks 13 straight wins, which is insane. Since they lost to the Hawks, they haven't lost since then. It's unbelievable. So can you just fill me in, because I've missed 2 weeks of basketball. Like, how are they doing this? How have they rattled off so many wins and made this look so easy?
So my perspective is going to be completely different than a lot of people's. Like, I'm going to say it is what it is from me. What they're doing is they're playing their starters. They're getting what we call, I know that they use the Mamba mentality thing on TV today, but you're getting the Kobe ball from Brunson. And I absolutely love it. Meaning he doesn't care about percentages. He doesn't care if he's 7 for 21. He doesn't care if he's 13 for 40. He's giving you 30. And like that in the playoffs, that goes a long way, because you can count on one guy getting you 20 to 30 points. Now you got to not hope, but you find ways to get other people included. Cat has played very consistent post the Hawks series. I think it was like game 4 is when we saw Mike Brown do some weird things with him. But Cat has been on another level of rebounding and scoring at the right time efficiently. He's not settling for just threes. He's getting in the post and bodying up. He's playing decent defense, but more importantly, he's getting rebounds. And Cat's not like a traditional rebounding big. He's a stretch 5. So like you can get 18 and 12 from him on a nightly basis versus 25 and 6. I'll take the 18 and 12 because he's stopping people in the paint and he's stopping other people from getting boards. And a bigger thing that we kind of like joked on mid-season because you're like, was it worth the trade? All these picks. Mikal Bridges has played incredible these playoffs. Like he's gotten his points when he needs to, fresh off of a 20-point performance in game 2. So like it's people that you aren't expecting to have offensive performances, when they do, along with how Cat being consistent and Brunson playing Kobe ball, that's the reason why they ripped off 13. It's their defense is there, their offense is efficient, and they're playing 7 deep. Like I said, after 6 is kind of rough, but like when you can randomly get a good night from Landry Shamet or randomly get a good night from Miles McBride, that helps. But you're not banking on that because you know the other 5, even when Josh Hart scores 0, he's getting you 15 rebounds. So like he's finding ways. I'm sorry. No, I'm not lying. He had 15 boards in game 2. So I wasn't just saying that. Like he's not scoring, but he's affecting the game. And there was a quote that I'll let you go after this one. There was a quote that Josh Hart said, and I was just like, I think that's actually a real thing. He was joking between him and Cat, and he was like, Cat, you get rebounds that go in the box score. I get rebounds that break teams. And it's like, you think about that and go, well, Cat boxing out Wemby. Everybody thinks you got the board, and all of a sudden a guard gets the offensive board. That actually hurts. That like we got to play defense for another 14 seconds. Like it actually does. And Hart gets those timely rebounds that every big is boxed out. And all of a sudden the 6'4" guard gets the rebound. Like it pisses people off. So like you put all that together, it's the main reason why they're 13-0 the last 13.
Yeah. I mean, one of the Spurs' weaknesses we knew was coming into the playoffs is lack of 3-point shooting, and also just who's going to generate offense. Like they've been great all year because their defense is stellar, from the guard play to Wemby himself, like great defense. You're going to find lack of you're looking for scoring from the Spurs. Whereas if you're not getting a ton of offense from the Spurs, you can live with inefficient volume Kobe ball out of Brunson, and he's going to get them a majority of the time. He's going to get his shots, and he's not afraid of clutch moments, which is very helpful in these tight games. I'm curious to ask you, since you've watched a little more of the series, with me being gone, who's Wemby matched up on? Because I'm trying to just let me work this out, because I'm going somewhere with this. I would think you would want Wemby on the worst shooter so he can be more of a rover. So I would think you put him on Josh Hart, but now I'm thinking, well, then who's going to guard Cat? Because you don't have another big body to then guard Cat, so you almost have to default to Wemby on Cat. So like, who has Wemby been guarding in the series so far in 2 games?
Low key, he's not covering anybody. He is just floating in that bottom paint area when he can. He's not really out at the 3-point line, so he's affecting the paint as best as he can. You'll see it tonight too. It's when whoever's cutting is who he's picking up, essentially. And most of the time that is an OG, at certain times, or it is Hart. But any PNR, he's back. He's staying low. He's not hedging by any means. He's not covering Cat 1v1. I'll say that. Yeah. It's been and Mitchell Robinson has been out there a lot. So like he's out on Robinson. Yeah, he's been out on Robinson a good amount.
I say it's a good matchup with him and Robinson just because you can be more of that rover and play in the paint. But I am wondering, you said Cat's been very effective getting rebounds in this series. Body-wise, right? Like you have Wemby, who's either going to traditionally be guarding, more of a lumbering big, right? And Cat, he said it himself. I don't know if he's the greatest 3-point shooting big of all time, but he's a very good 3-point shooting big, right? So you have the threat there, but also you're also dealing with some, not just like a skinny 3-point shooting big. You have guys in Robinson and Cat who are beefy, that can push Cat around. And I think he had push Wemby around. And I think he struggled against the Timberwolves with a little bit of the size and physicality down low. And it sounds like that's somewhat of a factor in this series as well with the 2 bigs. It is.
So what Wemby is doing, thankfully, and it is kind of helping, is because Cat's got to use a decent amount of energy on offense. He's getting Cat in trouble on defense with fouls. But when you have the two bigs, you can switch them out. So it's like Cat had, I think, 4 fouls in game 1, 5 fouls in game 4 and game 2. But like Wemby's still hurting down there. I don't think he's not averaging like 15, 16 rebounds a game. So like he goes down there and he's got to, he's getting boxed out or has to box out Cat, but also has to worry about Josh Hart on one side. And even Brunson goes down and it gets rebounds. It's like he's fighting when traditionally there isn't a second, there isn't really a 4 on the Spurs. There's a 5 and a bunch of guards, bunch of wings. There's no checking Luke Cornett. You know what I'm saying? But like, not really. So Wemby is exhausting a ton of energy out there, trying to get boards, trying to obviously run an offense, and it's showing. It's definitely showing the exhaustion out there.
Is it a crazy desperation play? I don't know like what's going to happen tonight. Is it a crazy desperation play to play 2 bigs if you're the Spurs? So put Luke, because Luke Cornett's actually a very good player. Could you put Luke Cornett on Towns and just literally put Wemby on the worst shooter, Josh Hart, and let Wemby roam? Like, don't even worry about the big. Like, be a menace. Is that crazy?
I can't do that. It is a little because it's not the Spurs defense that's hurting them this series. It's the Spurs offense.
Yeah.
It's the Spurs' inability to score at certain points of the game. Granted, they did rip off 14. They came back from a 14-point deficit in game 2. So I'll give them that. There was a time frame where, like, obviously you're at home, you get the momentum, so on and so forth. They were hitting shots that go, okay, this is going to be a good game. But traditionally, like you said, they don't have Julian Champagny is like their best shooter. And there's nights where he can go 5 for 15 or he can go 6 for 8. That's not something that you can really bank on. Castle's not a 3-point threat. Fox is not a 3-point threat. Dylan Harper can get his own shot, but he's not a 3-point threat. So, like, you put Luke Cornett on the floor, you're just bringing in another body that can't typically score. Can he get a bucket or 2? Sure, but like that's not going to help you on offense. And when you score 95 points in game 1 and 104 points in game 2, like we got teams that are averaging 116, 117. You know what I'm saying? Like this is showing that the playoffs, it shrinks. Yeah. And because this is a throw a bone back into the series that you missed. OKC is a much faster team, which means the Spurs get to play faster. The Knicks are a more half-court team. Right. So when you want to get out and run, you have to make sure that they miss on their end. Knicks ain't missing. Well, missing, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, if you shoot 50%, but like the Knicks aren't taking bad shots or getting bad turnovers to get the Spurs out on the break. They are controlling the half court, which slows down the Spurs.
That's a great point. I was going to segue before we even got to that, and I think there's some synergy between what you said and what I'm going to say. Is I think we were all kind of surprised that the Spurs made it to the finals. Not, I know I said they could be a championship contender, and I stand by that point. But we all thought like this might be a year too early. That was kind of the canary in the coal mine kind of thing. Like, hey, they might be too early, and I think it's showing, right? Because my understanding of game 1 and 2 is like the dichotomy of Wemby. Game 1, from my understanding, is that he took a ton of shots. He was I'm gonna get this game. I'm gonna be the superstar MVP guy. And then game 2, it sounds like he started off more passive because it didn't work in game 1, right? They didn't get the win. He was super aggressive. He toned it down and almost too much. And then the second half of game 2, it sounds like that he found a better balance. And I think the Spurs are almost facing an identity crisis in the finals, unfortunately, where they're being tested very hard. On the Knicks side, it's like, hey, if we need to rely on someone, we got Jalen Brunson, baby. And the Spurs, Wemby's still in the toughest moment of his professional career, trying to figure out, how do I approach this? Where's the line I need to toe to get wins in the finals? And we forget this is their first time making the playoffs when they're in the finals. And I mean, with Wemby in this core, if Wemby's going through these struggles, who else is on this Spurs team that has that composure, that experience, that can rise to the occasion? Stephon Castle, this is his second year. Dylan Harper's a rookie. And Fox, I don't know how you feel about him, but it's De'Aaron Fox. He was a king. They couldn't get past the first round. It's like they don't have that go-to offensively. And when things get tough, when you're not playing full court offense, which the young guys are great at, when you're stuck playing half court, you can see how things get difficult and sticky for the Spurs. And I
You
don't
also
go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know how this is gonna play out. Like, the only way the Spurs can turn this around at this point, and this might seem ridiculous tomorrow after we post this because the game's tonight, is if Wemby somehow finds himself. Like right now in this moment, find who you are and who you're gonna be in this moment and rise to the occasion, because it's gonna rest on his shoulders this series.
You also have to make sure that like we have to understand Mitch Johnson is also a first year head coach. Like not only he
first
took
full
over
time, first full time, yeah.
took over midway through the season last year with Pop and his condition, and this is his first full season as a head coach. So like all of these play into a factor. Not to say that like I'm not going to nitpick on that last possession and second to last possession in game 2, but like you get your 21-year-old center that gets a rebound. I understand there's 12 seconds left and like you may want to play fast because of some momentum. No, you burn a timeout there. Like you call a timeout so that you have a set play. And then when they did have a set play, they drew up a mid-range contested shot for De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox drove and passed it to Wemby for a contested mid-range for the win. So it's like you gotta like Mike Brown has been here. He's been to finals. He's coached a lot of teams, and he knows what and where to put pieces to plug and get the most out of OG Cat, Josh Hart, Brunson, and McCall Bridges. He knows how to get the most out of those. Mitch Johnson is still trying to figure out how, and not in a bad way. This isn't a slight. It's just this is his first year. He's figuring out how Devin Vessel responds to missing a 3 in the finals from the hash. He's what piece do I got to move for that? He's still trying to figure that out, and that's okay. So like this is a prime example of youth versus experience, and it's not just on the players; it's the coaching side of things too that make a huge impact with how these games are turning out.
Shout out Sacramento Kings firing Mike Brown after winning Coach of the Year.
So the Kings have done. I know we label like certain teams just dumb, but like the Kings may have to be there. So you look back, they had Halliburton.
Yep.
I know they had. Who's the other All NBA player they had at the same time? No, I'm thinking this. I'm not going to go Fox, but there was somebody else that they had. Like, oh yeah, you let them go. It was part of that team.
I'm trying to think of the other player you're referring to.
It's not a big deal, but like what I'm saying is like they've let other players go that are now in conference championships or NBA finals. Like Philly is the same thing. Philly letting go of like Julian Champagnie for Mac McClung because McClung won the dunk contest. And now Champagnie's in the finals, lighting it up in conference finals against the defending champs. Like teams just make stupid decisions, and the Kings are one of them. But overall, honestly, I don't think the series is over. I really don't.
Like tonight.
Obviously, you can't go down 0-3 and expect to come back. No. That is going to be damn near, if not impossible. But I think you're going to see a fight from the Spurs tonight that you haven't seen before, because we've seen them go into OKC down 3-2 and beat them. And then we saw them go into OKC literally game 7 and stomp the floor with them, like flood them. Where like you had to think of, are they going to take out their starters in the fourth quarter? Like this is crazy. So I'm not ready to say it's over yet. Maybe midway through the second or third quarter, you'll be able to decide that. But I think you get a fight out of them because they have nothing left. All the pressure's on New York right now. You can't lose the first home game in 20 plus years in the finals. You can't, because like the world will come crashing down on the city if that's the case. Like, oh no, not this again.
If you're the Knicks and you do pull this thing off, and we'll get to a different topic in a second. All the moves that you were criticized for, firing Tom Thibodeau, trading all the picks for McCall Bridges, trading for Cat, like all the moves that were like, I don't know about this, doesn't matter anymore. Mm-hmm. You've done it. You've won the championship. I don't care if they win 10 games in the next 5 years and those first round picks become first overall picks. They trade away from McCall Bridges. None of it matters because you accomplished the goal. And they put together a hell of a team. I know we can, say, hey, the East was weak, yada, yada, yada. I don't care. If you win 13 straight and you end up by winning a finals, I don't care what happens tonight. If you win the finals, all of it's deserved. No moves were bad. It's been a hell of a run by the Knicks. It's crazy to see them this close, especially because we criticize the idea of a small guard and the idea of like, hey, the guard and the center don't play defense, but they've made it work. Mike Brown's done a hell of a job offensively with this team, even defensively as well. We'll see what happens. I'm curious. This is what I wanted to get to finish this off. I don't know how the series is going to end. With the Spurs, I know there's two ways to look at it, right? And I think this is what your moniker is on things. They get to the finals, they shouldn't have been here, right? No one thought they were going to get this far at the beginning of the season. Oh, it's going to be the Nuggets, it's going to be Oklahoma City, it's going to be Houston, whatever. They've surpassed expectations by miles. But expectations change.
Mm-hmm.
And for them to get to the finals and be the home team in the finals, and the talk all year was how weak the East is. If they lose the finals, which the odds are against them right now, it's an absolute disappointment for the Spurs because they were this close. It's hard to get to. It's so hard to get the damn finals. They got there, and they should have been favored, and they were. And if they lose this thing, it's a damn disappointment for them.
Disappointment if they go out the way that they're trending. Now, I'm not going to speak about the game and how it is right now. I'm saying no.
I don't care how if they lose the finals, regardless of if they bring it back to 7 lose, it's a disappointment.
Can't do that because the Knicks will go down not as the greatest team in the history of the NBA, but they will go down as having one of the greatest runs. That's essentially. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a 1-to-1 like apples to apples, but that's like saying that the Patriots 07, whatever it was with Randy Moss, was a disappointment. Like they broke records. They broke the Super Bowl. I get that.
Huge disappointment.
You don't think that I want to brag on them? Like I hate the Patriots. What I'm saying is like that ended up being the run for them to win more. They ended up still winning championships. Like that season as a whole, they broke records. They became the greatest of all, whatever it was, quarterback, wide receiver, record-wise.
For the end of time will say that was such a disappointment of the end of the season.
They ran into a buzzsaw of a team in the. I'm sorry, like that. What Eli in the play? Not even Eli. OC, Strahan, all Kiwanuka. That line was generational, and they just happened to run into Corey Webster at corner. Shout out to LSU. Like they ran into a buzzsaw of a generational D line. So like, I can't look at that specific game and be like, oh, I'm disappointed. Like I can't call that. Like that team, that Giants team was nasty. Even they just happened to have some luck. Like I'm throwing that out there too. But like, if it were a best of 3, then I'd say disappointing. And then when I relate it to this is if they go out 4-1, yes. Because then there's the damn man, like y'all had it and you didn't get it. They go out 3-2, 3-3 in game 7. No, they fought their ass off. Like, yeah, they dropped 2. Sure, they were favorites, but that also means that the Knicks were favorites and they forced them to game 5 at least. So like that's why I say like if they can make this a series, I won't throw the season as a disappointment. They just can't go out 4-1, 4-1 or 4-0. That I'm like, yeah, that sucks.
Again, different lenses. The whole season, not disappointing because they took a step forward.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'll look at this finals, the NBA finals, and say that was goddamn disappointing. Regardless, if they lose, disappointing because the expectations changed. They're the West. They're the Western Conference team. The West is a juggernaut. They slayed Anthony Edwards. They slayed the defending champs in Game 7 on the road. And then to just fall to the Knicks from the East who we all laughed at, it's a disappointment because they were so close, D. They were so close. They should, going into the series, they should have won. That was the expectations. Spurs should win this thing.
I hate hearing you say to the Knicks, though. Like the Knicks are not.
No, the Knicks
a wagon right now. Like,
the Knicks have had a hell of a season.
they have made teams look bad. They're not like they made the Hawks look bad post game 3. You know what I'm saying? Like they made every East team that they play look bad. They wasn't just they came across a weak East. No, they just made, unfortunately, the Cavs, who were hot, look bad. They made the 76ers, who were hot, fresh off of beating the Celtics, look bad. Like they're embarrassing teams. So like you can't say if they lose to the Knicks, like the Knicks are an underdog going in.
No.
I don't care about what Vegas says.
Again, I'm not dismissing the Knicks because they deserve every praise. They deserve their flowers for getting here and being up 2-0 at this moment, speaking. But when you look at their run, like, oh, they beat the 76ers. Well, yeah, Joel Embiid all broken down. Paul George, 38 years old. Like, it's the 76ers. They always fall on their faces. Joel Embiid's never made it past the second round. Ha ha, 76ers. The Cavs. Oh, James Harden. Pfft. Yeah, those Cavs aren't going to do anything. Yeah, of course they lose. When we look on the flip side, the Spurs, they had to slay the team that was realistically looking at back-to-back championships. The team who's won 63-plus games back-to-back years. All I'm saying is when you get the Spurs out of the West and the Knicks out of the East, your first thoughts before the series, the Spurs should handle business. And it's a disappointment if they lose this finals because they were handed it on a silver platter. This is your chance. You did all hard work, beat the East, and they've fallen on their face.
I understand where you're going with that one. Can't agree with you.
I'm Team Darian. Expectations change. Do you want to say anything nice about the Knicks? I feel like we just shit on the Spurs the whole time.
I mean, I think I already did. I think I led off by saying everything about the Knicks. I think I don't need to recap it, but yeah, I think I said everything I could about them.
If the Knicks finish this thing off, Jalen Brunson, does he go down as the greatest Knick of all time?
Easily. It's not even a question. Yeah. There's nobody that Pat didn't get it done.
No.
So like you would say Patrick Ewing just based off of credentials and Hall of Fame worthy career, but he didn't get it done. So like you have to give it to him.
I'm trying to think like the list.
And he had 2 shots. 3. Did he have 3 or 2?
Yeah, Patrick. At least
I know
2.
he had 1. I know it's minimum of 2. I can't remember if they had 3. I know the 99 against the Spurs and then the one that Jordan missed out on in the middle of against the Rockets. But I don't know if it was Knicks Rockets back-to-back years. No, because it was Magic. It was Magic Rockets. And Shaq lost.
2 NBA Finals. Thank you, AI.
See, you can't do that. You just look at Wikipedia, bro.
Wikipedia. I'm sorry. I just Googled it and it gives you the automatic AI thing. Then the list, like if Brunson does pull this thing off, he joins an elite list of small guards who have won a championship. I think the most recent is probably Steph, right?
And then Isaiah.
And there might be like I have to go through my NBA history. It might be like 1 or 2 others that weren't like
not as the best player. You can't just say you can't just say, well, any guard, because then we say JJ Barea. You know what I'm saying? Like We're talking like best player on the court, best player on your max contract player.
That's fair.
It would be Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, and nobody else. So if Brunson does it, he joins that list.
That's impressive, man. That's crazy impressive. Well, I'm hoping right now we're recording. Last time I checked, the Spurs are up, so I would love to see this thing extended and make it more interesting. But I think that's all we can talk on today because it's tough recording on a Monday when the game is on. Yeah. I don't know why the NBA always does this. They're always against us and puts the games on when we record.
I don't understand why they didn't play them yesterday. You would think that they would play. I'm guessing maybe their path-wise, Game 6 or Game 7 is on pace for Sunday.
I think for some reason they tend to avoid Sundays.
Really?
I don't know what the deal is with that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So Saturday, it would be Monday, Wednesday, Saturday again. That's strange. And then Tuesday if there's a potential Game 6 or Game 7 to be Tuesday, Friday of next week.
Do they know that the NFL's on break right now? They still afraid of Sundays?
Yeah, maybe there's an agreement with them and the NHL. Maybe the NHL has. Nope. NHL doesn't have Sunday either. Oh wait, they do. They do got next Sunday. If there's a I can't see what game that would be. If there's a Game 6.
Okay. That was a good NBA talk. I'm excited to talk. You're not here next week, right?
Pending. We'll see.
All right, we'll see. Maybe we'll talk next week. Maybe I'll just come and rattle off about the finals after that. But before we get out of here, let's hit our closing takes.
The show is coming to an end. But first, it's time to get to anything we've missed. It's closing time. 1 segment, 2 takes. Now go.
All right, closing takes. The chance for me and D to get off one last take before we get out of here. I'm actually going to stick with basketball. I'm going to stick with the Knicks. This is unrelated to how their success in the court and all this stuff. I just hate the idea of the Knicks as a whole, their fandom. The thing that irks me is 2 things. Number one,
what irks you, man?
This stupid fucking celebrity role bullshit. It's like, okay, like we got celebrities, famous people who can spend tens of thousands of dollars to sit courtside. Great. And this segues to my second part that irks me about the Knicks is like the poor average fan. Did you see the ticket prices of the game today?
$6,000. I think the lowest price was $6,000.
There have been people born and raised in New York City. I'm not talking about the people in Manhattan because they got the money to afford this stuff. I'm talking about the people in Brooklyn, in Uptown, in Queens, Staten Island, people who have loved the Knicks their whole life, watch shit-ass Knicks basketball teams fall in their face year after year. Their team finally makes it to the finals. You have all these rich-ass celebrities that want to flex about how cool they are, buying up the tickets. I feel bad for the average fan. I think the general Knicks fan, first of all, they're a bunch of sickos, which, you know, I kind of like it. They're kind of annoying, but they're sickos, and sports needs their sickos. But those people are getting priced out, man. I feel bad for the Knicks fan. Those average people, they deserve some love. This is their time to shine. Their time to have some enjoyment in basketball, and they can't really enjoy it. So that's just my closing take. I'm going to bitch about the Knicks.
I'm with you, and I hate it. I absolutely hate the fact that it costs this much to. And not saying that it shouldn't be like expensive. I get that, like it's the spectacle, but like that does suck for those that have been born, lived 50 years, haven't been 60, 70 years, haven't seen a championship. Your team finally makes it there, and you don't have a chance to even experience it. Like there was even, I'm not gonna go political whatnot, but like
watch party, yeah, you're gonna say that.
Yeah, because Trump's at this game, like they canceled watch parties around the stadium. Like I think of what the zoo was in Toronto that year. Yeah. That run that they went on, where like they just had the whole country outside of the stadium, like Scotia Bank Arena, whatever it's called. Yeah, like that. Is that what it is? Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember the SC, but I was guessing with everything else. No, but like I remember that scene and just like that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like you think about that, those people that experienced that run against Golden State.
So like I want to be there.
Yeah, like you're gonna go celebrate because like you can't sit and post up in a bar like shoulder to shoulder. Like probably gonna. I mean, there's gonna be some madness no matter what. But like at least when you're at the stadium, you felt like you were like you're at the game, even though you're not at the game. So like yeah, I'm with you on that. I was very aggravated when I saw the cost for it. I was like, this is stupid. I get it, but like make it so that like the people that typically get row section skyscraper, like way the fuck up there that barely can afford but still get money, like let it so that like they could still walk in. They're like, nah, $6,000 for your average tickets. Like that's stupid.
Shout out Michael can takes just for the little band. That's all I'm saying. For the little guy.
Think of the little guys. Go ahead. Yeah. Hey man, I've been hinting at this all day. I know you didn't see it, but like Doug, I'm hooked with the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm hooked. Game 1 was great. It was just regulation. You know, the Knights won it in third period with like 3 minutes left. Then overtime happens. Game 2, Hurricane bounce back. Game 3 might have been one of the greatest games I've ever watched. And I think they've even gone out there. What up, Austin? I think PK Subban, because I'm watching the Talking Heads talk hockey. Like PK was like, this is the greatest.
You're fully invested.
I am. Well, you throw a black man on there talk hockey, I'm gonna listen to him. Like, let's keep it a buck. But PK was talking about saying that this is probably the greatest first 3 games in the history of the Stanley Cup Finals, like of all time. the way that they've played out 1-goal games in all 3 of them. But game 3 was crazy because Mitch Marner, wing for the Knights, scored 3 goals in 6 minutes. You usually, like, I remember there was a time where, like, if you missed the goal in hockey, you'd be like, I watched all this, I missed the goal that was going to happen. Like, from the 90s. Now you fast forward to where we are in 2026, and I saw 3 goals in 6 minutes. But wait, there's more, because not only did the Knights go up 4-0 after that, the Hurricanes in period 3 at the 7-minute mark scored at 7:03, scored at 7:33, and scored at 7:43. They scored 3 goals in 60 seconds. And I was like, dude, I almost went to bed. Now I got to stay up and watch this. And then they scored later on in the period. Obviously, it goes to overtime. You know, hockey is sudden death, so it's not like you can go to the bathroom, miss a goal, come back, and like hope that you can get the rest. Like, you got to watch this. So I stayed up and watched double overtime, and then unfortunately, the craziest way to lose a game, dude shoots a puck. It was like indoor soccer. It hits the backboard and ricochets so fast that the goalie couldn't respond, and it hits him in his leg and bounces in. So it wasn't even a goal that he shot. It was just like, dog. Everybody's exhausted. No, it was just punk because it hit the ball. It hit the boards and bounced
hit
off.
The boards?
The boards behind him, and
That's
because
wild.
it hit so hard, it bounced so fast, hit the goalie in his leg, and bounced in for the win. It was ridiculous.
What a shitty way to go out.
Awful, but like entertaining as hell. Tell you that, because like
I don't right now.
2-1 Vegas.
Okay.
Next, the game 4 is in Vegas tomorrow night.
2 things really quick. Yeah. I'm never quick about these things. When I say really quick, it's gonna.
I know. I said I was supposed to be done at 9. Sorry, guys. I'll be on in a little bit. Give me 5 minutes.
First, talk about pricing out the little man. D is. I found out today that
it right now.
D is in North Carolina, and I'm like, you got the Carolina Panthers, Charlotte. You have the Hornets, Charlotte. I figured the Hurricanes were in Charlotte, which is far from D. D tells me today he's 25 minutes from the Carolina Hurricane Stadium. And I'm like, oh, man, that's awesome. You can be like a huge hockey fan, go to games. D's like, nah, they got good when I got here, and I'm priced out.
It's terrible timing where they were so bad. I think they got to the finals like in 2000, something like that. But like they were terrible. And we get here, I'm like, oh, let's see how they are. Then all of a sudden, Eastern Conference Finals, Stanley Cup Final. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like now it's back to $200 a ticket. Like I'm back in Boston. It can't go to a Celtics game or can't go to a Pats game because it's you got to bringing 4 people a stack. And it's like, I'm not spending $1,000 to go watch a regular season game. Ugh.
Yeah, that's how I felt about the World Cup. I wanted it because the World Cup's in Boston. I'm like, I might check out a game.
So many people talked about that. It's ridiculous. Like you can't pay the price for it.
I mean, it ain't worth it. It just ain't worth it. And then my second thing, which I was supposed to be quick about, now that you're a big Carolina Hurricanes fan, if they win the Stanley Cup, you go to the parade?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. I'll make it a point to get to that parade if they bring the whole family. They're like, who you guys root for? I don't know. I don't care, but I'm here. And I never went to a parade in Boston. Didn't want to deal with any of those teams that won. So why not be a homer here in the Raleigh area?
You should. That's awesome. Hey man, good show today. Now I know how Stephen A. Smith does his work because I didn't watch basketball for 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks, and I felt like I held my own.
Still talk sports, absolutely. You don't need to watch a lick of it. Just need the guy the teleprompter to read off of this.
I didn't yell loud enough though. That's his magic.
Thank God.
All right, G. Get us out of here, man.
Oh, hey, we appreciate y'all being in here, whether you're watching us live or you hit us up, obviously, tomorrow. You can find us live, typically on Facebook. We didn't get to run it today, but we'll make sure that we upload when we can. You can find us on YouTube and Twitch. Your boy, _Frizz5. Again, hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit that sub. All proceeds go to making the stream look better. You can also hit us up next day, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever it is that you find them. Hit us up, rate, comment, subscribe, all of that good nonsense that we have. Website's at the bottom, GrizzandtheGrizz.com. You can find out all the latest episodes, wherever it is that you're looking to get that info. Please don't lose out on the TikTok. That's the best one right there. Follow the TikTok clips. Hit that like button. Hit them comments. Let's get this back up in the algorithm. I don't know if I'm going to be here next week. We'll see. tentative. But because it's around that time of the year, please make sure to take. Sorry, my bad. Be a friend. Say something nice. You never know what to do for them. Make sure to take care of y'all mentals. Make sure to take care of y'all physicals. Take care of y'all chicken and y'all cheering. And we'll catch y'all on the rebound.
This one's for the Spurs.
The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.